We're just getting set up here. I think it looks like we're good. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook inside the Powerless Pack. And Twitch should be up soon too. I just got to get Camille's bass hooked up and then we'll be ready to go. So thanks for hanging out, everybody. This is the Bill Powerless Weekly live stream. We're back at it September 5th. Give me 1 second. Looks like I've got one person on YouTube. In case you missed the very intro, this is the Bill Powerless Weekly live stream. Welcome back, and I'm just getting Camille's equipment set up here, and then we'll get started. This week is going to be a little different. Last week, I realized when we did the Zoom party, I didn't post anything about it in the group, so nobody knew. Unless they check their email, which I know we're not all good at the email thing. So this week I decided we're going to run through I've Walked Around and do a little recap because that's what we did in the Zoom party. In case you have no desire to watch the replay of the Zoom party, which I totally understand, this week is a little cooler because I'm going to share my screen and walk through the recording of the song. So we're going to get started with a couple songs. We also want to talk about how Garagecore went last week. We had a really good show, and maybe I can share some of the photos from that, and then we'll get into talking about I've Walked Around. So here we go. Camille, I'm ready for you. It'll take us a second to get set up, but it's all right. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. I guess I should probably zoom out, huh? Let's see here. Light in here. All right. I have a guitar. Oh, jeez. This is crazy. Okay. I was late to the live stream tonight because I was trying to figure out how to share my screen with you, and I figured it out. I've been procrastinating figuring that out for so long now. I can't believe it. Okay. Not procrastinating. I've been trying and then I fail. Okay. Let me get Camille's input correct. Camille, can you play something real quick? There we go. You're in input 5 today. Okay. So we're gonna start with singing, because not feeling super well. I feel very under the weather. I've been sleeping almost since like noon. It's like 5 hours. My throat really hurts, so whatever it is, we're ready for it. So we're just gonna take it really easy on my voice today. I think part of it is just we had a bunch of shows the last couple weeks, so I've been really pushing it. That's all right. Okay, we're gonna get started with a couple songs and then get into talking about the I've Walked Around. We're gonna do Body of Water, Camille. Check. Yeah. We're gonna do a quick tune here. While Camille's tuning, I'll talk about.
Yeah, I think this got majorly like.
Yeah, whenever we change temperature or location, it really messes with the metal strings. What?
D?
E. My guitar's kind of out of tune too.
That was like a whole note off.
Oh man, yeah, I'll talk about Garagecore. After we play this song, I'll show you some pics, but basically Garagecore went really well. We had a full band, 4 of us, and it was in this really small garage just around the corner from here, and we had a really good time. Played really loud. The audience was like, we're all just having this moment together, and it was really awesome. It was just it felt so good to be back in it, in the live experience. That's kind of where I get most of my musical energy from.
Okay.
That's good. Okay. Here's Body of Water. Beyond where I've ever been before, my brother, it's icy and windy, but 1 foot in front of the other. Think straight, be right true, and be nice to those you don't know, and apparently I'm tougher, but I'm so hard on myself. Help me, brother, to be kinder. And I don't feel like there's much time to think straight, be right true, and be said I was going to show photos now, but I'm going to actually just do one more for you and get this singing over with. Whew. Okay. Might do two more. I'm feeling okay. But let's do Hey Sky. You ready?
Yeah.
I felt like this one went especially well at GarageCore.
Yeah.
Check, check, check. All right, get a little more heat on there. There we go. Thanks again for being here. This is the Bill Powerless Weekly live stream, September 5th, 2021. It's 6:13 p.m. at Mountain Standard Time, coming at you, even though I'm feeling a little sicky. This one's called Hey Sky. I see the sky, and it tells me why I need you in my life. Surrounded, please, by nectar flower bees. They're coming in my garden, fertilizing my green beans. Try to label my life, and they take my fries, and it hurts my inside. I can't see why she and I are acting like kids at Disneyland, really cranky but holding hands. Surrounded, please, the trees that fill my lungs with the kind of energy I feel around she. And people try to label my life, and they take my fries, and it hurts my insides, and they want my life. I see the sky, and it tells me why I need you in my life. There it is. I think I'll stop there with the singing hard stuff.
You can bring me back in later if you want.
Okay. We're gonna.
It's good for now.
Yeah. You look so good in those overalls.
I know these are.
The overalls
I
with
just
that.
wear these every day.
They're so good. The white overalls with that white pick guard on the base are just like
Yeah.
beautiful. So nice. All right. Well, we've got a couple people here. I'm going to go ahead and log into Facebook. I haven't done that yet, and see who we got. Thanks again for being here. Hope you enjoyed the first couple songs. I'm going to be taking it easy today because I'm feeling a little under the weather. I've been almost sleeping all day, and I feel a little better, but really got to take it easy. I've been screaming more in live concert, and it's great. It's been pretty healthy, but it does, put some strain on the old vocal cords. So, all right. Oh, wow. We have Leo. This is crazy. Wow. Strain on the old vocal cords. I feel so honored to have Leo on here. This is out of control. He says, up late working. It's already Monday here. How crazy is that? That's insane. I do not understand. I mean, I understand it. I understand time. Okay. I'm old enough to understand time a little bit. Just a tiny bit. But the idea that people can be operating within different days at the same literal time. Oh, so weird. All right. Well, this is definitely going to function more like a normal live stream where someone's talking a lot. I'm going to go ahead and get set up for that a little bit here. Boop. Okay. That's a little better. All right. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here's what we're going to do today. Let me just make that a little less hot. Okay, yeah. Today, I realized that I forgot to tell everyone in the Facebook group that there was a Zoom party. I said it in the last live stream, and then I sent out an email about it, but I never posted in the group. Totally my fault. So I'm going to do a little screen sharing today and kind of walk through the last release called I've Walked Around, shortened from I've Walked Around in the Night. That's kind of what we talked about in the Zoom party, the release party last week. I reposted that, by the way, to Facebook and YouTube if you want to watch it again, but I'm going to cover a lot of the same stuff today, just in a different way. And yeah, it ended up being a really emotional experience. Talking about that song, I wasn't anticipating that. I should have. I'm such a crier, but it was really cool to kind of just unashamedly talk about what it meant. So, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the I've Walked Around file. It's going to take me probably like 10 seconds to get that pulled up. My voice is going to cut out for a second until I make a new track, and I'm going to share my screen, and then we're going to get into it. So give me a second here to pull it up. I've walked around. Here we go. All right. Can you hear me? Check, check, check. How about now? That should be a little better. Check, check, check. Beautiful. Let me just get that a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you now. And I'm going to share with you just all the secrets about this song. You're going to see what I see when I work on stuff. So, you know what? This is actually the wrong alternative. Okay. All right. Sorry, I've never done this before with the screen sharing using an A10 Mini Pro. But so far, so good. Here we go. So, you should be seeing my screen now. How crazy is that? So, this is what it looks like for me. Right now, I'm using Logic Pro as my audio source, so I've got to have a Brent talking channel going on here. Yeah, so I use Logic Pro X as my digital audio workstation, also known as a DAW, D-A-W. And obviously, I'm going to jump in here and say, if you have any questions as I go through this, please throw them in the chat. I'll try my best to look in the chat on Facebook and YouTube. Let me get YouTube pulled up before I get too much farther in this. Chat, I'll try. Okay, I'm looking at YouTube. You should be able to see me looking at YouTube. Bit of a wormhole there. So yeah, let's get into it. So this is what a project file looks like for me. It can get pretty wild and woolly pretty fast. So just kind of walking you through what you're seeing here. You're seeing every track individually from top to bottom. Left to right is the timeline. So let's see if it'll let me talk while I play it back really quick. Check. Cool. All right, it works. So you can see as we move through the song, the little lines here get, we explore what the sounds are contained in each of these boxes. So if anybody's never seen this before, that's what we're doing. For those of you who have, this is going to be very redundant. So this is it. I had one of my friends do the drums. His name is Ronnie Strauss. This is what the drums are. Let's pull the drums up. Where even are those? There's no way to go. Some days rain falls alone in my heart. So these are the drums right here. I have them kind of in like a folder stack. I had them muted because I was trying to figure out how to use this live. But anyway, yeah, this is like so hard to explain what I'm looking at. I've never had to do this before. This is good. So this is everything. I guess so total we're looking at a 51 track. I guess a couple of these we didn't end up using. It's probably more like a 46, 45 track project, which when you look at like professional audio studios, that's not uncommon. So this is like definitely a big file, but not out of control. Out of control is when you get up to like about 100. That's too much. You got to figure out how to do less. Anyway, so let's do a little walkthrough of the song structure and then what it means and then how I'm conveying that meaning with the music. So you'll see on the right here, I've got a little way to toggle my notes on and off. This is where I take notes about, I take mix notes. For example, like 36 hertz, I carve out all the frequencies of all the other tracks to be a little lower so that the kick can come through at that frequency. And I do that all the way across the spectrum with other instruments, vocal tracks and everything so that everybody gets their own frequency, if that makes sense, right? Like there are really high trebly frequencies coming from a kick drum, but I don't need those competing with the vocal track. So I kind of carve those down and allow the vocal track to kind of occupy that space without so much competition. So I take notes like that. I write down all the chords and stuff. And then here are the lyrics. So I want to walk through the lyrics a little bit. I'm going to play the song and then go through kind of section by section. So I'm going to go ahead and close the drum folder stack because that's just too much. I'll put my talking track near the top so I can edit it. So let's go ahead and start at the beginning of the song. I'm going to read the lyrics through before I play it, and then we'll listen to it, and then I'll kind of dive into it. So we begin with the first two stanzas of a 3-stanza verse. I've walked around in the night. I ran with the wolves, cousin. Can't sleep, so I sit here in the dark. There's nowhere to go but here. Listen here. I've walked around in the nights. I ran with the wolves again. Can't sleep, so I sit here in the dark. I could take a pill to sleep. Some days rain falls alone in my heart. Rough start to my day. Thirsting for some purpose in the void, and I'm not alone in this with you. And here's what we did. Listen here, I've walked around in the nights. I ran with the wolves again, can't sleep, so I sit here in the dark still. I could take a pill to sleep. Some days rain falls alone in my heart. Rough start to my day, okay, thirsting for some purpose in the void, and I'm not alone in this with you. Okay, so that's kind of our first verse. I want to dig into this because this is really cool. I'm really proud of this intro, even though some people don't like it, but I really like it. And yeah, so what I'm trying to convey with this song, just as a general message, is kind of this like alternative approach to dark and light, good and bad. Most religions and even philosophies often pit good and bad against each other, like these, as if they're these enemies. And I just thought, like for the sake of just one song, what if there's another way to do that? Like what if those didn't need to be pitted against each other? What if they could just be friends? Which was a concept that first was brought to my attention by Matt Clark. He's a disabled artist in St. George, Utah. He doesn't have the use of his legs and has partial usage of his hands. And I was going through a really rough time, and his mother, who I'm friends with, took me over to kind of talk with him for a little bit. And yeah, he was like, what if it's not about me being a good or a bad person, making good or bad decisions, or being in a good or bad place? What if it's just simply like, I'm just in a dark place right now, or I'm in a light place right now, and both are equally okay and valid, and I don't need to demonize myself from, like, I think this is probably an example that most people would find comical, but was actually a way that people saw the world back in the day. And back in the day, I mean like Jerusalem circa Jesus's time. They kind of viewed it like if you got sick or some misfortune came upon you, or you struggled with some kind of depression or whatever, that was the consequence of your sinning or you making a mistake, right? Like you're sick because that's a punishment for your badness, And so I think some of that still lingers today for sure. Maybe not quite as overt. And so anyway, this song is kind of an exegesis on my feelings about that topic of like, what if we just become friends with the good and the bad, and just turn it kind of, it's the moment that I'm looking for in this song is kind of like a merging moment, right? Like, I guess my ideal listener experience would be like, this could potentially be the first time somebody considers that they could embrace and love both of those experiences. Because I mean, it's very common in the human condition. It's like different colors, right? Like, some color isn't bad or worse compared to another. I mean, some neon colors really are worse, if we're being honest, but you get what I'm diving at here. So the beginning, we start out with this just little intro to kind of set the stage, and you hear this voice breathing really hard, as if like running really hard or like freaking out, hyperventilating, and then it just kind of drops. Like you got this like big chord, more like medium-sized chord, and then it just drops, and you have this. And I was so proud of this piano. I'm going to play the piano track just all by itself. And then it just stops. So that's kind of, I'm really proud of the piano on this. I used a plugin called, I'll pull it up for you. It's part of the Contact system, but it's Noir Felt. Noir is technically the name of the plugin, but they took Niles Fromm's kind of piano style and converted it into a MIDI controller, and oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Get all the like really gritty felt and hammer mechanical sounds on top of the actual, note being hammered by the piano hammer. So anyway, love that. And that's that tenderness is what I was going for with that piano. And so we're starting out in this really dark and yet tender place. A lot of music accomplishes that already. And I kind of wanted to set the tone that like, this is what, this is where I'm headed with talking about darkness. I'm talking about it in a tender way, not in a violent, angry way. And so we start the first verse, just kind of setting the scene. Like, I've walked around in the night. I've experienced these dark things. This is something I talked about in the Zoom party, but I ran with the wolves is a literal, anecdotal experience I had. I had a really rough go of it trying to fall asleep as a kid and as a teenager. And so I'd often go out. I'd just leave in the middle of the night and go walk around, ride a bike, ride a scooter or whatever, just because I just couldn't handle just staring at the ceiling anymore in my room. And one night I was walking around. I was actually riding a Razor scooter, little scooter thing, little push scooter. And one of the streets I was scootering down, I noticed all of a sudden these coyotes just kind of came out of nowhere and just started surrounding me. So I'm moving probably like 5-10 miles an hour. Let's pick one. Well, I'm moving about 10 miles an hour. I mean, I'm cruising. I'm, pushing on this scooter. And they just, as if I'm the leader of the pack, they just kind of come out of the mist, so to speak, of the darkness. And I just kind of form this V. I can see at least 2 to 3 on this side of me. And I think I only saw like 1 or 2 on this side. Because I was kind of on the left side of the street. And I could hear a ton of them behind me. I could hear their nails on the asphalt clicking. Oh my gosh. I was so scared. It was one of the scariest and yet most euphoric moments of all time. And so I put that in this song just because I think about it often. It was just this really magical moment. And so anyway, they're all surrounding me. And then after probably like, I don't know, a minute, it felt like eternity because I was so scared. But then they just kind of like slowly like disappeared back into the brush, of like people's yards and stuff. Oh my gosh. So wild. So anyway, I put that in the song just to, just for my own joy. But it was a real experience of being in darkness and having, these animals kind of come have this weird moment with me. So anyway, there's nowhere to go, but here kind of explores that concept of like, when it's dark outside, you can't just flip the lights on. You have to go through it. You cannot at midnight make the sun come up faster. You must learn to accept that it's darkness, and that's why we all just sleep anyway, because we're tired. And also, there's just not a lot to do, especially back in the day when there was no electricity. It's just might as well take it easy, because nobody can do anything if you can't see anything. So yeah, that's kind of the idea there. I kind of flesh it out more. I could take a pill to sleep, and that implication of I could do that, but I'm not going to. I could fight this darkness, this dark experience, but I'm not going to. I'm going to just be here. And so some days rain falls alone in my heart, rough start to my day, thirsting for some purpose in the void. I'm just setting the scene for these difficult human experiences. Final line leading us into a non-lyrical chorus. I'm not alone in this with you. That's probably one of the single most effective beliefs that has helped me through dark periods of my life. Not doing it alone is so important. So that being the final concept in this verse about darkness, not doing it alone launches us into this really positive space of the chorus, which sounds like this. So that's our chorus. It's very much happier sounding, a lot more light and energetic than the verse, right? And I wanted that contrast because, I'm trying to, have the listener experience a blending of these things, right? Like taking these two extremes and being like, let's bring them together. So anyway, let's break down what we're doing in the chorus here. There's a lot going on. So one of my favorite things is the synthesizer. Let's go ahead and listen to that. So we've got just got a very classic arpeggiated synthesizer going on there. Really drives it and brings a lot of energy, especially in the bass frequencies. Like that's a meaty synthesizer. And then we've got some guitars. Let's go through those. Just a classic distorted guitar. And again, we're galloping it. So this guitar is, dun da da dun da da dun instead of just the quarter note bum 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 bum. That's what a gallop is. So we're galloping the guitars over just a straight quarter note drum line. And then besides the distorted guitar, we also have these ethereal kind of high frequency guitars that sound like this. So again, with all this, the goal is to create this sense of explosive space, positivity, right? Like I'm wanting you to feel that the depths of the grittiness of darkness and the expansive experience of positivity. And so anyway, I better check in with the chat now. I've got a lot of people saying stuff. Let's see, we've got dark background. Allison, hi, how are you guys? Hey, Allison, so glad to see you here. That's awesome. We're good. I'm a little under the weather. That's why we're doing less music today. Oh my gosh, dude. We are experiencing a black hole right here on the screen. Incredible. I wonder how deep that's going to go. Oh, okay. We also got Leo, great production. B, love the dynamics you have woven into this song. Thanks, man. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Donna, hey, you beautiful people. Hello, Donna. Diane, of course. Hi, how is everyone? Nice. Oh my gosh, got the pack back together. Love all you guys. I guess mostly women. Sorry. I love all of you women and one man, Leo, on Facebook. I think we've also got Larry watching on YouTube, probably. Oh my gosh. Is everybody seeing this insanity? Oh my goodness. Okay, enough of that. So today, in case you didn't hear the intro, I'm going to be walking through. I've walked around. Camille and I played a couple songs at the very beginning, but we're going to really dig into this. We're about halfway through. And then we're going to call it there just so that my voice can rest. And yeah, so we've covered the fact that the goal of this song is to kind of bring darkness and light together like lovers instead of pitting them against each other like enemies. That's the message of the song. And obviously, unfortunately, I have to make this disclaimer because some people freak out about it. But I'm not trying to say like, let's try to accept murder as a thing that people do. Let's try to bring that together with, like, I'm not trying to do that. That's not what I'm talking about. The darkness that I'm talking about here is not like really messed up things people do. The darkness I'm talking about here is just simply going through rough experiences. Maybe someone else does something really messed up to you and you're in a period of darkness for a while. Or you simply just have some nuts brain chemistry going on that's genetically very rough for you. And you've got to take meds for it or therapy or whatever. Disability, there's a million options that can bring someone to have a dark experience. And that's what I wanted to talk about with this song, is that that's not bad. We can go through that together as a community. It can just be part of the human experience, and we don't need to dramatize it as something terrible, right? It can be a part of our progression. I've experienced my own flavor of darkness and pain in my life, and fighting it did not help. It made it worse. It made it more painful than it already was, right? And so the metaphor I used earlier in this live stream was that, like, when it's, midnight and the sun's down, there's nothing you can do to make that sun come up faster. It's not going to happen. It's okay that it's just going to be dark for the rest of the night, and then the sun comes back up. And so learning how to embrace and just be present with whatever the experience is makes it a lot less painful and a lot more enjoyable. And because, there's a lot of circumstances in life that we're powerless over, aka Bill Powerless. That's a core tenet of this whole musical project. And accepting that powerlessness leads to a lot of serenity, right? Trying to fight the fact that oceans have waves that crash, trying to fight the fact that the sun goes down. Like, these are things we're powerless over, and we just accept them, learn to be at peace with them like friends, and there's a lot of peace that comes from that. So anyway, I'm repeating myself at this point. We just covered the chorus. We're going to go into verse 2, which is kind of the first time we're more directly melding the light and the dark. Okay, so the first verse was all just, we've walked around the night, this is so rough, blah blah blah, I can't sleep, rain is falling alone in my heart, blah blah blah, blah. This is so hard, but I'm not alone. Big happy chorus. Now we're in the second verse, where I start with positive light. I've walked around in the light, I've walked up through mountains. They were so steep, they took my breath away. I ran through the clouds, right? Like, that is a very positive verse. And then we launch back into kind of a repetitive motif, like the first verse with, I ran with the wolves, I can't sleep, there's nowhere to go, I can't change this, thirsting for purpose, blah, blah, blah. So this verse now contains both dark and light. And then we launch into a second chorus where the first chorus is expanded upon. I add a harmony, and let's go ahead and listen to that. So exiting the first chorus into the second verse. I walked around in the light, I walked up the mountains so steep, took my breath to the wind. Okay, I just gotta stop really quick, and I'm so proud of those harmonies. I wanted it to be kind of like, have you ever had that one of those moments where you're so overcome with emotion that it's like, you're almost, I don't even know how to say this. It's like trying to explain a taste. Anyway, you're just like, you're bubbling up with this emotion, and you're crying, and you're just like feeling it. And that's what this descending harmony is supposed to feel like. It's just like the tears dropping down your face.
I walked up the mountains, it's so steep, took my breath to the wind. I ran through clouds causing rain, stole the wind from my knife. And I ran with the wolves again, can't sleep, so I wait here in the dark. There's nowhere to go but here. Some days rain falls alone in my heart. Rough start to my day, okay. Thirsting for some purpose in the void, and I'm not alone in this with you.
Okay, so this is a repetition of the first verse at the end of the second verse, but I raise the octave and I sing a lot more powerfully up high to kind of carry the energy of the song leading into the second chorus, where I also add a harmony here. So this is what the harmonies sound like.
Na 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 na.
Na 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 na.
Okay, so we got our second chorus. Very similar to the first. We're just adding a harmony and a little bit more distortion, building that energy leading up to the heart of the song, where Camille has a solo. You've got the lyrics on the bottom right here, and let's go ahead and listen to that. See.
Wind is rustling through flowers, and my window open as far as it can go. I am sitting on the edge of summer and fall. I've gotta hold you right now. Rain falls alone in my heart.
Okay, so you kind of get the idea there. We've got, so the reason why I call this the heart of the song, I really like there to be odd numbers in my song. So like, I don't know if you noticed, but there are 3 stanzas in the verse, not 2, not 4. There's 3, so that means there can be a middle. In the, even just like the phrasing of my instrumentation, I often gravitate to 3s and 6s instead of 2s or 4s, which allows there to be like a peak and then a drop off, right? Like I just find it helps it easy. It makes it easier for me to be going somewhere with it instead of just like kind of checking the boxes, getting through this song. So this is meant to be the heart of the song. We've done 1, 2, 3 things. This is the 4th, and then there'll be a 5th. So verse 3 leading into this bridge, chorus 2. So we've got verse 1 is the first thing. Then we've got chorus 1, verse 2, bridge, final chorus. So these are kind of like the middle part. And I like my songs to have a heartbeat that kind of radiates through time. And you can kind of see the logic of that in a timeline here. Like you can see that, this section here where I've got the yellow bars, this is kind of the heart here that kind of radiates into the final chorus and into the beginning of the song. So anyway, Camille is saying, wind is rustling through the flowers. My window is open as far as it can go. I am sitting on the edge of summer and fall. I gotta hold you right now. Right now. And that's, this is kind of the moment. This is where I'm hoping the listener can have a moment. Camille's voice is just so straight and pure and slicing. I want that to just kind of wiggle through people's emotional walls and like touch the heart, and just have a moment of like clarity. So again, because the purpose of this song is to like find peace in the darkness, just like you can find peace in the light. This is that kind of that moment of like, like I've had that epiphany. This is the epiphany moment. And I've noticed most of my epiphany moments, I get really present in my moment. So that's why the heart of the song here is very descriptive of like literally what's happening. And so I want the listener to be like in this moment where you're sitting on your windowsill, the window's wide open, you're looking down and you can see wind kind of pushing flowers around, and it's just like this gentle present, time is slowed down kind of a moment. And the final lyric there, I'm sitting on the edge of summer and fall. These moments are so delicate, you know, the slightest noise or interruption, like, and it's gone, you know. And so walking that razor's edge of these moments is kind of also what I wanted it to feel like. So I brought in that piano again, like in the beginning. I cut out a lot of the instrumentation. The drum track is brought way down, and we're having this like very razor's edge, delicate moment together, just getting really present and realizing again, just like the end line of the first verse, the end line of this bridge is, I'm not going to do this alone. I need to hold you. I need to be with. I need to connect. I need to not do this alone. Even in those positive epiphany moments, to not do it alone, to like share it, right? Like bring somebody into that space with you. Obviously somebody trustworthy. That's the point of this. And so then we go into this kind of like calm down leading up to the final chorus. Okay, so if that bridge where Camille sings didn't get you, then I'm hoping the final lead up and final chorus will get you. And you know, the final chorus, we bring in new musical elements, we bring in the old musical elements, kind of got all these lyrics happening at the same time. I want it to be this big blend of all the colors we've experienced in the song. So that's kind of that's the breakdown of the song. If you guys have any questions or any comments, I would love to hear about them in the chat. I didn't say this earlier, but please tell me how your week has been, how you're doing, whatever it is. We'll just love to connect with you and hear what's going on. So go ahead and throw that in the chat. I just want to finish by saying that this is the first song that I have ever produced because my fans voted for it. Do you guys remember this? Do you guys remember voting for this? I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull this up right now so we can all see this together. it's quite a ways back, so it's going to take me a second. But I did a poll last year to see from 6 options which of those should be the next single, and I had a ton of people vote on it, and that's how we picked this song. So I just want to remind you, y'all picked this. I don't know if you realized you'd be like signing me up for 250 hours on this song that I didn't think you'd pick. But that was it. We voted on it. And so this was actually a song I just kind of threw in there just for funsies, but I thought you guys would pick something else. But this was the clear winner. I'm almost there. And then let's see. Maybe I passed it. Oh. I think I passed it. Man, I hate when I get congested. It's like hard to breathe. It's the worst. I know that this is probably so boring to just watch my face as I'm scrolling through a Facebook group. Unbelievable. But I'm gonna go nuts. I don't. Shit. Let's just go way back. Oh my gosh. I found it on our Zoom party. I found it. Okay, I went literally back to the beginning of time in this group. Now I'm gonna find this dang thing. Oh, yeah. That was a different poll. Here it is. I found it. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Okay. December 10th, 2020. Bill Powerless created a poll. I need your input, everyone. I'm looking to put out an official single as soon as possible. I'd love to know what song you want to be finished and officially released next. You can listen to all these demos for free here. Blah, blah, blah. And so we had 19 votes for I Walked Around the Night, 2 votes for Lizard, 1 for Life with the Cougars, 1 for Bill Wakes Up, and 1 for Feel It. So I don't know if everybody just hopped on the gravy train and didn't even listen to it and just voted for the top one, but either way, it was very obvious this was the one. And so, yeah, I had only finished like 1 verse and 1 chorus at that point, if you listen to that old demo. And so the fact that this thing then turned into like an absolute monster of a song, oh, it was just so cool. Like the whole time I wrote this song, I knew I had everybody behind me supporting me on this because they had voted for it. So kind of interesting experience on my part. So yeah, that's I think we're gonna call it there. We've been at this for an hour. Really appreciate y'all being here, sticking with me week after week, giving Camille all the compliments. She's really loving playing the bass, and we've just had a really good time all around. So oh my gosh, I have 2 people watching on Twitch. That's insane. Wow. I should probably pull up Twitch. So yeah, thanks for being here. I have to see who's on Twitch. Oh my gosh. How do I even see this? This. Oh, there it is. This. Oh, there it is. This. Oh, there it is. This. Cut that before I got too crazy. Okay, no comments there, so I didn't want to miss anything. All right, well, that's where we're at this week. Love y'all. Oh, I was going to show you photos from GarageCore really quick. I posted them in the group. You probably already saw them, but just really quick. I want to tell you about GarageCore. So here's some pics from GarageCore. We were in this tiny garage, and a lot of us were wearing masks. Everyone that I know about was vaccinated. I don't know where you guys stand on that, but we were trying. We were trying to be nice and safe about it. And man, it was such a bizarre experience. But Micah right here from Prince Duck was playing with us. My friend Nixon playing drums. his friend and my friend Reed playing guitars. These are just some of our family friends. And yeah, we had a really good time. The energy there was super good. We played 7 songs. I played one brand new one that I haven't even played for you guys yet. I'm breaking the rules. I'm supposed to share new stuff with the street team first. I'll have to play that next week. I have to play it with my pedal board, so that's gotta get that set up. But yeah, we had a really good time. I think the biggest win from that night was like I had some really healthy screams. Not just like screaming nothing. I was screaming notes, but it's hard to scream sing. It is not easy to do that healthily. And I did it, and I was able to finish the set without any pain in my throat. So thank you, Nancy, my vocal coach. You are absolutely incredible. So yeah, sorry, I'm rambling on a long time. Yeah, this next week is the week that I'm just desperately trying to get the monthly patronage up and running. So if you're interested in supporting us, helping cover our monthly costs, either with a yearly payment or a monthly payment, that I'm really hoping I can announce next week will be done. You can actually already do it now. I just haven't gotten all the like triggered emails set up yet, but we're just plugging along. Thanks for being here. Talk to you later. Big love. Drink some water. Make sure that you know you're the best. You know, you're the best you there ever was. See ya.